It's been a week of mixing my debut LP, which was not really part of the plan to do that. But nevertheless, that's what we're doing. And it's gone okay. I haven't mixed much. I mixed my last single, Putin's Got a Gun Against Your Head, which is out now on streaming. That's been out for a couple of weeks. So I mixed that almost kind of as a test to see if I could do it, to see if I can mix it, because I haven't mixed for years. But I haven't done this much mixing for a long time. It's good to be getting it done, because it's been like, wow, I started it like April of last year, I think. So it's been going on, and it was never meant to be personal. It was always supposed to be about the imperative of optimism. It was supposed to be about that the worse life gets, that isn't very clever, the more important it is to find the wonder in it. And then it wasn't until I was listening to the opening track, which is called Panic, and I realized that it is actually very personal. It took me completely by surprise, and the whole LP is like that. And I was in the craziest of moods for like the 9 months or so it took me to do the production. I was like, I would go from being like really happy to really sad to just all over the place. And so to have like a delay with the mixing, which was just one of those things, it was nobody's fault. It was just really just sheer bad luck. My regular mix engineer just had like the worst beginning to the year you could imagine. The man had he got flu, and then he got COVID, and then he had some really terrible news on top of that. Mixing it has brought back a lot of emotions. Like, it's brought back a lot of that same kind of crazy sort of, kind of frantic kind of energy that I have at the moment, which is just not very pleasant. So I'll be very, very pleased when it's done, but equally I really want to make sure that it's done well, because I've put so much time into this thing, and I want to say I'm really proud of it, but it's not finished yet. So it's like I'm cautiously optimistically proud of it. Like, I hope it's going to be really, really good. So yeah, it's been a really long journey. It's going to be well over a year. I think the LP is going to come out, well, the LP is going to be out on Bandcamp on the LP is going to go, I tell you, it's hard to TikTok things. It's hard to TikTok and do something. Like, you try to TikTok and do something is impossible. You can either do something or you can TikTok it, but you can't do it well if you TikTok it. Yeah. Let me taste this. I'm just going to be so relieved when this thing is finished. And then of course the really hard work begins, because then I've got to promote it, and I'm beginning to realize just how much social content I'm going to have to create for it. I was looking at the amount of stuff they're putting on YouTube for Stranger Things. It's incredible how much they're saturating the channels, even though it's such a well-known show and it's got a really established brand. Netflix are just going to town on it, and it just shows how much promotion you have to do. The LP is going to come out end of July on Bandcamp, and on streaming it's going to be a bit more protracted than that. It's going to be a single. It's going to be the first track of the album. It's going to come out at the end of July as a single release, and then there'll be another single release at the end of August, and the whole album will come out that way in the end of September.